What's going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Michael and welcome back to Fudge Muppet. Today I'm taking you on an adventure into Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, which was both Scott and my first ever Elder Scrolls game. Oblivion is one of the most nostalgic Elder Scrolls titles for many of us, and like all Elder Scrolls games, you will discover some of the coolest quests by dealing with the Daedric Princes. We've set out to find 6 of the most nostalgic Daedric quests in Oblivion, and keep in mind that we've based them purely on nostalgia and how memorable they are to us from when we first played the game back in 2006. So as you could conclude, we haven't ranked them on how good of a quest they are. For example, amazing quests like Mephal's one are not on this list. This video also doesn't include DLC quests from the Shivering Isles. With that said, let's get into this awesome list. Remember to smash that like button the second you feel the nostalgia coming over you, and if you've never played Oblivion, I hope this video strongly encourages you to check it out. Beware of spoilers, of course. Nostalgic Daedric quest number 1, Sheogorath. Yes, that's right, in Oblivion the quests were named after the Daedric Princes. This quest takes you on some classic adventure to do nothing less than the bidding of the God of Madness. Many of you will remember the voice of Sheogorath before the Shivering Isles DLC being not nearly as cool. Anyways, you're sent from his shrine to Borderwatch, a reasonably sized settlement home to a Khajiit population. These cats don't know what's coming. In typical Sheogorath style, nothing you're doing seems to have a purpose. The Khajiit in this settlement have a dangerous prophecy that you're about to bring to life. You can find out about it from the village shaman. So first up, you'll actually want to find out about the amazingly rare cheese collection that belongs to one of the Khajiit. Step 2, steal the cheese. Nothing like Sheogorath and some cheese, right? Proceed to set this super rare cheese alight in the campfire and watch the rats come in. One of the Khajiit responds by putting down some rat poison, and you'll want to pick this up, then throw it in the feed trough that the settlement's sheep eat from. Watch as the sheep die and the second phase of the prophecy is complete. It's literally this simple. Next, the Daedric Prince of Madness congratulates you and tells you to head to the center of town and watch the sky. This is one of the most memorable moments in Oblivion, standing in the middle of Borderwatch in utter disbelief as dogs rain down from the sky. But unlike rain, these dogs are on fire. The sky above Borderwatch rains flaming dogs as the Khajiit run around in terror, and everyone lives happily ever after. Head back to Sheogorath's shrine and enjoy the Wabbajack as your reward. Also, check out our video called Who is the Strongest Daedric Prince in the Elder Scrolls? Maybe it's Sheogorath, but he wouldn't want me to say. Nostalgic Daedric quest number 2. It's time for a wild party. Leave it up to me when I was only a bit older than a decade in 2006 to remember this one. This Daedric Prince quest belongs to Sanguine, whose sphere involves passionate indulgences of darker natures. As one might know, you begin this quest by offering Sanguine some Cyrodiilic brandy at his shrine. He talks to you, tells you that Castle Leowyn is frustratingly boring, and that the Countess is having another excruciating dinner party. He wants you to lighten things up and gives you a spell which enables you to do so. So you head on over to Castle Leowyn to check out the party for yourself. Now, as a kid, I remember being incredibly confused as to how to get into this dull event. There's a guard outside sometimes, and when he's not there, the door is locked. So to get in, you'll need 70 or higher disposition with the guard, or you'll need to be dressed like you're also very high class. Nice jewelry goes a long way here. Anyways, long story short, crash the party, walk on in like you're also a pretentious, boring snob, and let loose the magic power you were given. You'll be giving them a taste of stark reality, which is the name of the spell. Before you know it, everyone is running around naked, and that includes you. You temporarily lose all your possessions, and the guards will try to arrest you. And guess what? You can't pay the fine because you don't even have your gold anymore. It's jail time or run. So you run. You flee the castle as fast as you can, steel arrows flying past your otherwise naked body. The prank was a massive success, and when you get back to the shrine, you are awarded with the Sanguine Rose as a result. Nostalgic Daedric quest number 3. Clavicus Vial. This Daedric Prince wants money. Money from you specifically, and 500 gold to be exact. Offer this to the Daedric Prince of Trickery and Bargains and he will give you a very memorable quest. Memorable hopefully for the right reasons. Hopefully A, because you got a really cool sword called Umbra and its unique jet black design made you fall in love with slaying even more adversaries. And hopefully not B, because you couldn't stop dying in a really hard boss battle. Clavicus wants you to go get a sword called Umbra, but but Barbas doesn't want you to. Barbas appears in your inventory as a statue and speaks to you as you go through the quest, telling you not to return the sword to Clavicus because it's bad news. Your quest starts in Pell's Gate, a tiny settlement which was once home to a young apprentice known as Lenwen. Apparently, Lenwen found the sword, which then made her corrupt, causing her to join a group of mercenaries so she could kill with it to satisfy her new bloodlust. She had started naming herself after the sword, Umbra, and becoming more powerful day by day. It's truly frightening stuff. You follow the quest to an old Aelid ruin called Vindarsal. Not Vin Diesel, Vindarsal. As you head inside, it won't be long until you discover Umbra, not just the sword, but the person holding it who has now renamed themselves. This is Lenwen, of course. Lenwen, aka Umbra, is very aggressive and is dressed in leveled ebony armor. Alongside the amazing looking sword, it is truly a sight to behold. You can flee and go back to Clavicus to finish the quest and get no reward, or you can enter what can be one of the hardest battles in the entire game. Umbra is really tough and she runs super fast as well. After you finally manage to defeat her, either through standard combat because you're already powerful, or by jumping on a ledge and just shooting fireballs because you're a pussy and you'll be out of her reach, you'll be able to take her armor and, more importantly, her sword. This sword means business, and you can keep it for yourself as Barbas would want, or return it to Clavicus in return for the mask of Clavicus Vile. The quest story itself is not the most memorable thing with this one, but that damn sensational blade and the big battle is incredibly nostalgic. Nostalgic Daedric quest number 4, Hircine. Hircine's quest in Oblivion is very memorable for me simply because it involves a unicorn. While the Elder Scrolls universe is a wild, fantastical place, I never actually expected something as traditional as a unicorn to be in it, even when I was young. But what's better than seeing a unicorn? Killing a unicorn, of course. But seriously, that's actually what this quest involves. The Daedric Prince of the Hunt sends you to take down this mythical beast, which is guarded by 3 beefed up minotaurs in a place called Harcane Grove. As you might expect, Hircine requests you to bring the unicorn's horn back to his shrine. The kill is easier to get if you use stealth, especially if you take out the beastie guards first. But what's even funner and more nostalgic than a simple kill is getting up close and riding the damn thing. When I discovered this, I was stoked. The unicorn even becomes your active horse, although it actually attacks almost anyone or anything that draws a weapon, making it quite annoying to use at times. Speaking of attack, the unicorn is actually not the easiest foe to defeat. Sure, it's not exactly hard, but if you look into its stats, it actually has high attack, resistances to various damage types, and even reflects damage back onto its target. After killing it, you'll get to enjoy Savior's Hide, which comes with a 25% resistance to magic. This is totally worth it for some builds, but other characters might really just want to keep the unicorn as their horse and simply deal with its bullshit. Definitely expect some bullshit if you plan to do that. Nostalgic Daedric quest number 5, Malakath. This quest involves a jailbreak, but not your typical master thief or assassin jailbreak, no. This involves far less nimble escapees. Escapees so big, loud, and noisy you would think they are ogres. And they are. This quest takes you to the estate of Lord Drad, a higher class individual who has captured ogres and claims that they are his. Malakath disagrees. After speaking to him or his lady, you can find out where these ogres are located. He'll tell you they're in Bleak Mind if you admire his slavery efforts. If you're openly against the slavery, that's when you'll need to get the info from his lady. Anyways, you go to the mine and you'll see the ogres trapped in cages. There are guards in here with the key, but they won't attack you if you don't pull out your weapon. The pacifist approach involves pickpocketing the key, releasing the ogres, and keeping your hands down. The ogres will clean out the guards on their own, don't you worry. This is one of the most random, silly, fun quests in the entire game, and definitely deserves a spot in our list. After you free all the ogres, you can head back to the shrine to get your filthy mitts on Volendrung. In Oblivion, this ancient hammer paralyzed targets for 3 seconds and also drained 5 points of their health every second for 20 seconds. Super powerful stuff. Nostalgic Daedric quest number 6, Molag Bal. This quest is nostalgic for many reasons. For me, it simply lives in my heart as that really weird twisted quest from Oblivion. Same thing goes for Scott, although with his character, he found the quest very annoying in one of his specific build playthroughs. I'll tell you why soon. So the quest begins like the others. You approach the shrine of Molag Bal and he tells you that he has a certain problem he wants you to address. This problem actually seems pretty petty. There is a simple man who lives in the forest at a place called Brindleholm. He is an honorable man and visits his wife's grave between 10 a.m. and noon. This man disgusts Molag Bal, who simply wants to see the man brought to the edge and pushed. He wishes suffering and death. Anyways, this man is named Melis, and he has sworn an oath to never raise a weapon against another man again. Here's the unexpected part. Molag Bal wants you to make him attack you with a weapon, but he also wants him to kill you. He gives you a cursed mace and says this is the weapon the killing must be done with. So you go visit poor Melis and wait till he's at his wife's grave. Drop the cursed mace on the floor and begin to attack him. This will cause him to become enraged. Pick up the mace and fight back. If you try this anywhere else that's not his wife's grave, it won't work. So when he starts attacking you, just stand there and take it. Perhaps take the opportunity to practice your block skill. Now this was annoying for Scott because at the time his character was so tank, he had to walk out of the room and spend an hour doing something else until he came back and found his character had died. After he kills you and breaks his oath, you're teleported back to the shrine and you are gifted the mace of Molag Bal as your reward. Obviously you are still alive. When you strike with it, it will absorb magicka and also strength, which was an attribute in Oblivion. Molag is happy that you've broken this man's soul, and you're happy too, because you just got a pretty sweet mace. Subscribe for more Fudge Muppet videos like this one. We're glad you enjoyed this trip down memory lane with us, and remember, smash that like button if you love Elder Scrolls. Our social media links are in the description. Share this vid with your Oblivion loving friends, and I look forward to nerding out with you again very soon.